She descended the sweeping staircase into the crowd of photographers and journalists.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
Hello guys!
Welcome back to our channel.
I'm Fendi.
And I'm Mindy. Today we're going to talk about word stress. Earlier in this video, you were probably wondering, was he speaking English?
Yeah?
You were? Yeah. It was really difficult to understand.
Why?
Because you put the emphasis on the wrong syllable.
Wait, what? What did you just say?
Exactly. I did the same thing. I said it with the wrong word stress.
Okay. Well, actually, that's what we're going to do in this video. We're going to talk about word stress. Now, what is word stress? Well, every word has one or more syllables. So, for example, medication has 4 syllables. Medication. And in English, when you have 2 or more syllables, you have to put a stress on the correct syllables. Otherwise, people wouldn't understand you. Now, okay, what do you mean by stress? You put a stress by pronouncing the syllable a little bit more loudly. So, for example, medication. So the stress is in the 3rd syllable, in the K. But if I say medication, it sounds funny and it can confuse people. So in this video, we are going to look at some common patterns in word stress that can help you predict where to put the stress on certain words. And I will also show you how to learn word stress on your own without the help of teachers.
Let's start with an easy one. Just 2 syllables. For nouns and adjectives, around 80%, the stress falls on the 1st syllable. For example, table, backpack, window, pretty, ugly. Now, for 2-syllable verbs, around 60%, the stress falls on the 2nd syllable. For example, agree, become, control. Remember, this is only 60% of the time, so we can't apply this rule to all 100% of the verbs. This is also true for words that are both nouns and verbs. For example, with this word, if you want to use it as a noun, you might ask, what is your address? Or if you want to use it as a verb, you would say, we need to address this problem. Other examples, project can also be pronounced project. Another one, such as present or present. These are just a few of these examples. Now words with 3 syllables. The stress here usually falls on the 1st or 2nd syllable. For example, basketball, volleyball, badminton. For these ones, the stress falls on the 2nd syllable, like investment, consistent, cosmetics. There are also some words where the stress falls on the last syllable. These are quite rare. For example, kangaroo, jamboree, engineer.
Now, what if you have more than 3 syllables? Okay, because some words have 4 or even 5 syllables, and that can be confusing where you should put the stress. Now, I'm going to show you a couple of patterns that you can apply to these long words. Okay, for words that end with shen, you want to put the stress on the syllable just before the shen. So for this word, you pronounce it congratulation, because lei is right before the shen. Similarly, with the next word here, okay, so you want to put the stress before the shen, so it's education, education. And the last one, now this one is a little longer, but then again the same rule applies. So here we have dissatisfaction. Now we can also apply this rule to the words that end with tick. So for example, we have athletic, right? So we say athletic, athletic. And then we have magnetic. And the last one, again, a little longer, but the same rule applies. Transatlantic. Now, the second rule is a little different, and this one applies to words that end with this ending. Now, if you have words with this ending, you want to put the stress on the syllable before the last two syllables. Okay, now that sounds confusing. So let's use an example. So let's take a look at this word. Okay, so here we have the word analytical. So we've got analytical. So we say analytical, analytical. Okay, the same thing with this next example. We have mechanical. So the last two are nickel. We don't want to put the stress there, but we want to put the stress on the syllable before that. Mechanical. Okay, now the last one, here we have practical. Now since there are only three syllables, then we just put the stress on the first one, practical. This rule can also be applied to words that end with T. So, for example, this one, responsibility, that's 6 syllables, that's quite long. Right? So we want to put the stress in the B. So responsibility, responsibility. Now let's take a look at another one. Now here we have compatibility. Lastly, let's see this one. Okay, so we have the last two syllables, city. So we want to put the stress on the curiosity, curiosity. So here I'm going to show you how you can learn about word stress on your own. So if you go to any online dictionary or also the physical dictionary, you can just type in the word that you're looking for. For example, I'm going to use this. And then you can see down here, if you zoom in to the IPA symbols, here you can see there's this little symbol like an apostrophe. Now, this tells you where to put the stress. So the stressed syllable is the one right after this symbol. So in this case, we have photography. So this is the stressed syllable. Same thing, for example, if you want to look at something longer, let's say this word. And so again, if we zoom in, we're looking for the apostrophe. So that means for this one, it's at the end. So the stressed syllable is the last syllable. Entrepreneur. Well, that's it for today's video. Now, of course, this is just one feature of pronunciation that you can improve to sound more like a native speaker. Make sure that you check out our other videos to learn more about other pronunciation features that you can improve on.
If you liked today's video, give us a like, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell so you don't miss our next video. See you next time. Bye!